The Basement Patient, Part I. My mother died on a Thursday. Rain hammered the roof of the hospital, so hard it sounded like thousands of fingernails scraping across the windows. I remember that detail more than I remember her face in those final moments. Funny how the brain works. It preserves the useless things. I was 17. Too old to cry in public. Too young to understand what death actually meant. The doctors said the accident was instant. My father didn't believe them. He stood beside her hospital bed long after they covered her body. Completely still, one hand resting on the blanket over her chest, as if he could still feel her heartbeat underneath. Nobody could get him to move, not nurses, not security, not me. Then he said something that still makes my stomach turn. She's warm, not emotional, not grieving, analytical. Like he was solving a problem. The funeral happened 3 days later. Closed casket. Most of Mom's side of the family couldn't even look at my father. Rumors spread fast after the crash because he'd been driving. He survived with barely a scratch. Mom's side blamed him for everything. Maybe they were right. He didn't speak during the service, didn't cry either. He just stared at the coffin with this hollow expression that frightened me more than tears would have. When people hugged me afterward and told me my mother was in a better place, my father quietly whispered, "No, she isn't." That was the beginning. At first the changes were subtle. He stopped sleeping. I'd wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and hear footsteps pacing downstairs for hours. Sometimes cabinet doors slamming open. Sometimes frantic typing. Then the deliveries started. Large black containers. Medical refrigeration units. Industrial generators. A man in a white van unloaded steel cylinders into our garage one night, while my father slipped him a stack of cash thick enough to choke a horse. I asked him what was going on. Work, he answered immediately. But he hadn't worked since Mom died. He transformed the basement over the next month. Nobody was allowed down there anymore. He changed the lock first. Then came the noises, drills, saws. Heavy machinery humming through the walls until sunrise. The house began smelling strange too. Bleach, rotting meat, burned wires. Every surface upstairs collected dust because Dad stopped caring about normal life entirely. I started living off microwave meals while he disappeared beneath the house for days at a time. Sometimes I'd hear him talking down there, not speaking, begging. Soft, desperate whispers bleeding through the vents late at night. "Please come back. I know you're still there." Then one night, I heard my mother cough. I froze in bed instantly. The sound came through the floorboards beneath me, weak, wet, but unmistakable. My heart nearly stopped. I sat there for maybe 10 minutes, convincing myself grief was making me hallucinate. Then I heard it again, followed by my father sobbing. I went downstairs immediately. The basement door was cracked open slightly. Pale light spilled into the hallway. I approached slowly. The smell hit first, sweet rot. Like flowers left too long beside a corpse. Dad, no answer. I pushed the door open another inch and heard her voice. "David," my father made this horrible choking sound. Oh God, I couldn't breathe. Every hair on my arm stood straight up. That voice belonged to my mother. Exactly, not similar, not close, perfect. I should have run right then. Instead, I opened the door wider. The basement looked nothing like our basement anymore. Plastic sheets hung from the ceiling, dividing sections of the room. Medical equipment blinked everywhere. Thick electrical cables snaked across the floor into a massive steel chair positioned in the center of the room. Someone sat in it, thin, motionless. My father turned instantly when he saw me. His face drained white. "Ethan, no, too late." The figure in the chair slowly lifted its head. My knees almost buckled. It looked like my mother, but not fully, not completely. Imagine seeing a person recreated from memory by something that had never actually seen a human before. The proportions were slightly wrong. The skin looked stretched too tightly over the face. The fingers were too long. The neck bent at an unnatural angle, and the eyes, God, those eyes. They were glossy and oversized like wet animal eyes, reflecting flashlight beams in the woods. Yet somewhere inside them, I saw her, or wanted to. "Baby," the thing whispered. My father started crying instantly. "You see," he gasped. "You see," I backed away. "What the hell is that?" His expression shifted immediately, anger. Not because I was scared, because I insulted it. "Don't call her that, that's not Mom." The creature watched us silently. Its mouth twitched occasionally like it was practicing facial expressions. My father stepped toward me carefully. "She was clinically dead for 6 minutes. Do you understand me? 6 minutes. Her neural activity still existed when they stopped trying. You dug up her body. She was never gone. You're insane." That hurt him. I saw it physically hurt him. Then the creature spoke again softly. "Ethan," I looked at it. Its lips spread into a smile too wide for a human face. "I missed you." I ran upstairs and locked myself in my room. My father didn't come after me. But sometime around 4 a.m., I heard footsteps outside my bedroom door. Slow dragging steps, not my father's, then scratching, gentle, like fingernails brushing wood. A soft voice whispered through the crack beneath the door. "Why are you afraid of me?" I didn't sleep at all. The next morning, there were deep gouges in the hallway floor, as if something heavy had been dragged back downstairs. Dad acted normal at breakfast, or tried to. He drank coffee with trembling hands, while dried blood crusted beneath his fingernails. "You need to understand, this is difficult for her," he muttered. "For her. She remembers pieces. Emotions mostly. She knows who you are." "No," I snapped. "No. Whatever's down there knows things about us." "That doesn't mean it's Mom." His eyes hardened. "You sound like everyone else. Everyone else doesn't keep corpses in the basement." The mug shattered against the wall beside my head before I even saw him move. Coffee exploded everywhere. We both froze. My father stared at his own shaking hand in horror. Then quietly, "She gets upset when we fight." A low thud echoed from downstairs, then another heavy, angry. My father immediately rushed toward the basement. I heard locks unlatching. Then his voice becoming soothing. "It's okay, it's okay. He doesn't understand yet." Something answered him, not words, growling low and wet. That was the moment I realized something important. My father wasn't controlling it. He was containing it, and he was failing. Over the next week, things became unbearable. The thing downstairs grew stronger. I knew because the house started shaking at night, not constantly. Just sudden violent impacts from beneath the floor, bang, then silence. Sometimes I'd hear metal screeching, like restraints bending. Dad stopped letting me invite friends over. Stopped letting me leave after dark too. His paranoia infected everything. Locks on every door. Blackout curtains over every window. Security cameras installed throughout the house. One night I caught him carrying raw meat downstairs in garbage bags, dripping blood. "Jesus Christ," I whispered. He froze halfway down the steps. "It needs protein, it." He closed his eyes briefly. Then corrected himself. "She does." "What happens if you stop feeding it?" He didn't answer. That terrified me more than anything else. The disappearances started soon after, pets first, dogs, cats, then people. A homeless man vanished near the highway. Then a teenage girl from the next town over. Dad began watching local news obsessively, not nervously, hungrily. Like he was checking if anyone suspected him or her. One night I finally decided to go downstairs myself. Dad had passed out in the living room from exhaustion. I stole the basement keys from his pocket around 2 a.m. The lock clicked open quietly. Cold air drifted upward immediately. The basement was dark, except for dim emergency lights glowing red along the walls. Everything looked wet down there, the floor, the plastic curtains. I moved slowly between hanging sheets. Machines beeped softly somewhere ahead. Then I heard breathing, deep breathing. I turned the corner and saw it standing outside the chair, free. Its back faced me, tall now, taller than my father. Its spine protruded visibly beneath pale skin, while black veins pulsed across its shoulders. It was eating something. Wet tearing sounds echoed through the room. Then I saw the hand hanging from its mouth, human. I almost screamed. The creature stopped chewing instantly, slowly, very slowly. It turned toward me. Blood covered its face, its mother's face. And when it smiled at me this time, I realized it no longer even looked remotely human anymore. Its jaw unhinged too wide. Rows of uneven teeth pushed through bleeding gums. Its arms nearly reached its knees, but the eyes still hers. Still trapped inside that nightmare. And deep down in those awful wet eyes, I saw recognition, then hunger. And it charged at me.